What's going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo. Welcome back to Black Ops 4 Zombies. I have been shocked how much fun I've been having on this side of the game this season. Even solo, it is so much freaking fun. And it's all because the maps are fantastic. And for me, these special weapons are super intriguing. So I want to make a video highlighting the 4 special weapons on the Chaos side, show you what they do, show you what my favorites are, and show you what they can become. So let's get started with the Viper and Dragon. This is a super sweet sword and fire gun combo. I love the ones that have 2 modes of fire. This one you can get guys from range with the gun, the Dragon, and then you can also slice and dice up close and personal with the Viper. Now these special weapons are acquired by doing well in zombies. You'll build up the meter and then you can activate them, and as you use the special weapons they will level up and build an XP meter of their own, but it is pretty time consuming to get them to a higher level. We'll get to more of that in the future. This one's the first one I use. It's okay. I don't think it's the greatest by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a lot of fun. It might actually be one of the coolest looking, just because I think it's safe to say it is the coolest looking, just because you do have this sweet sword that's glowing green, and then you have this sweet fire gun that is orange and red, and the whole idea of gun and sword, it's kind of swashbuckler style. It's kind of sweet, and I really like it, but it's definitely not the best of the bunch. I was looking for what could support me the most in this solo play, and I think these weapons are more fulfilling and more satisfying in solo, primarily because you get to use them to wipe the entire wave by yourself. You don't have other people shooting, which is obviously a great benefit, and it's nice to have comrades and friends to keep you company and help you slip your way through these different rounds, but the special weapons become so much more important when they can save your butt in a later round and literally wipe almost the entire field. That is Viper and Dragon. Now we're going to the Scepter of Raw. Now this one really surprised me because it does have healing properties, and it seems like something that you want to use more with teammates, but the fact that it can slow and burn incoming zombies was really effective, and this became one of my favorite weapons. We're here on the medieval map, just tearing dudes apart. It does have the up-close stab with melee, and then it can shock and shoot from afar, even when invisible. It's still very effective. Cool little glitch there. I like that it slows and damages, so it may not be as, it doesn't pack as much of a punch as, say, like the Viper, when you're just whipping that sword through the zombies, but because it slows them, it doesn't really matter, and I actually really like utilizing this one. Again, even when invisible, it sure turns those zombies to dead ghosts. So don't be shy about using this one solo, even though it does, in the descriptor when you're creating your class, say that it is a ranged healing special weapon. It's actually pretty good for offense, and it carried me through quite a few waves here in the medieval side of things. So I really like this one, and I gotta give it props for being fun to use and surprising. Here are the Chakrams of Vengeance. Now these guys I think are very effective. You do have melee and range, which is kind of the way it goes until we get to the last weapon here. But what's great about this guy is that it can really tear through multiple foes at once. So if you kite the zombies around and run them into a line, that throwable chakram is going to be able to tear through a wide swath of zombies, and you don't even have to be perfectly accurate. It's almost boomerang style, and then it kind of just like whips out in a pretty wide radius, and then just takes out anybody in your path. You can use it in stairways, you can use it in hallways. It's really effective at crowd control, and if you can bunch up those zombies by running them around, this, while not as flashy as the others, may be one of the coolest. I do like the purple tint. I think that's pretty fun. In general, they're all just great to use, and I love that there's just, to me, it feels like so much to look forward to in zombies, right? Like the maps are big, they're very open, you don't feel as cornered. Now some people may not like that they're not as, I would say they're not as like, okay, hit the button and then go over here and turn the power on. They're more, I don't know, open-ended and more just about surviving. There's still stuff to do, obviously, and you have your tonics, and you're getting your perks, and then you're getting your special weapons. We've come to what might be the best, and it is simple, as the Hammer of Valhalla. It has no ranged move, but it throws the zombies back and absolutely eviscerates them. It is so effective and so good, and you're going to get to see it being used on champion boss type characters in a second here. This one truly just oozes the power of Thor as it pushes these zombies all around. Again, it's similar to the Chakrams, and it's not as fancy looking as that Scepter or the Viper and Dragon combo, but it is so effective. And for basic zombies, it just wipes right through them. Even the bigger guys, you can get up here and just go to town, smash off their helmet, and eventually crash their entire corpse to the ground. I loved it, and my farthest rounds have been with the hammer because you can just kind of smash, mash, and crash. Now, what's really cool is that these weapons actually have multiple stages, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. They have 3 different levels, and each level adds an ability. So for the Hammer of Valhalla, Stage 2 is called Storm Barrier and allows you to throw down an electrical storm, a cloud that will unleash chaos upon the zombies around you. It's pretty freaking neat, and it definitely behooves you to build these guys up. It's pretty hard to get them to that level. There's a lot of XP building, and I will note that the XP for the weapon cashes in after the usage, so it's not happening during. So like, it needs to resolve sort of the special weapon to then cash in the upgrade. So if you're really close to leveling up, say the hammer, it's not going to level up until you are done using it, and then the next time you carry out said special, which is a little annoying. I kind of wish it would just allow you to like boost as you go, but it makes sense that it can't convert into the new weapon while it's messing around with actually killing zombies. So let's continue on with the hammer. As you see here, they do gain a cosmetic upgrade as well as the power upgrade. Storm Barrier, like you saw, gives us that electric storm, stunning enemies in the area. Lightning Bolt at level 3 devastates enemies with a wide bolt of lightning. Also important to note that these special weapons do provide you with temporary protective armor, which is why I was able to get so up close and personal with those bigger baddies as you saw with the hammer. Let's move to the Scepter of Raw here. Looking pretty cool. Stage 1, the Ray of Life. Stage 2 is Vigor, and that gains resistance to catalyst damage and status effects when the Scepter is active. Stage 3, Shining Beacon. All of a sudden, the Scepter is worthy of Jafar, and we can plan it to create a protective bubble. Enemies inside will slow and be damaged. Players inside will be automatically revived with perks restored. Again, I think the Scepter of Raw is an underdog. It's sort of a dark horse for being one of the best special weapons. We'll save Viper and Dragon for last. Let's go to the Chakrams. Flawless Vision at the start. Velocity in the middle, gain a momentum speed boost, a movement speed boost, my bad, while using the Chakram. That's kind of weak, so I don't even mind fudging the description. Chakrams, they're going to need a big final hurrah, and they do get a deadly Chakram whirlwind around you, which is pretty cool, allowing you to, I guess, take out enemies nearby while you throw them. I think the Chakrams are, again, really good, even though Stage 2 stinks, and that may be enough to put you off it, but reaching these higher levels is pretty hard. You're going to need a lot of XP and a lot of kills with these special weapons. I feel like boosting them is more achievable solo just because you do have the entire wave to work with yourself rather than getting a couple kills as everybody else does damage as well. Let's move to Viper and Dragon and see what we got as we go. Viper Dragon starts. Embers is where we go for Stage 2. The Viper now swings twice in a row, and the Dragon fires explosive rounds. That's pretty cool that they're upgrading individually. Viper Bite is the third. The Viper now blade segments launch at and around an enemy, attracts and shreds other enemies. Super freaking sweet. And Dragon expands to a 3-round capacity, so you can fire that thing off rapid style. Again, it's pretty hard to pick the overall best weapon, and you're gonna have to see what works for you. To me, though, as much as I like Viper and Dragon, and I think it has the coolest Stage 3, the Hammer of Valhalla is still probably the best bet because its Stage 1 is so freaking awesome. And look at that little small caveat at the end. You regain armor with each foe killed, so the fact that you're up close is mitigated by you boosting your armor. I think honestly, like, Scepter of Raw can be used. It probably still is better as a multiplayer weapon choice. It's usable solo, and the Chakrams, while not flashy, they do a pretty good job. Now, they don't have an exciting second stage. Their third stage seems pretty nice, though. I'm going to have to say that I think solo, the Hammer of Valhalla is the best bet. Style, the Viper and Dragon. Teamwork, Scepter of Raw, and then maybe the odd man out, but possibly still one of the most effective is the Chakrams of Vengeance. They're just not as flashy for whatever reason. Let me know in the comments down below which special weapon is your favorite, which one you've been enjoying, or which one you plan to use if you're going to pick up the game. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe we'll go check out the other side of things, because there is the Aether story, which does have different special weapons. They're not as exciting, they're a lot more standard, but I could cover them if you'd like to see it. So hit that like button if you want more Black Ops 4 action. I'll bring it your way. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Drink some hot chocolate. I'm loving this game. It's a surprise for me, because Call of Duty is always quality, but I haven't had this much fun in a whole bunch of years. So until next time, everybody, thanks again. We will see you all later.